Hey everybody, Brad Stevens here, founder and CEO at Outsource Access, and here at the IFA Conference 2026, and doing a little series called Leaders in Scaling and Franchising here. And I got Steph with AC Inc., Director of Education, and we're going to talk a little bit about the impact that they're having in helping franchise brands scale, particularly with their franchisees, and give them the support that they need, particularly with their field coaches, and empowering them to be as successful as possible. So give a little recap, sort of what you guys do at AC Inc., kind of your kind of spheres of focus.
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to franchise support, there's really three people in this dynamic. We're talking about the franchisor, their support team, and the franchisee.
Yeah.
And everything we do supports some part of that dynamic. Franchisors, we can come in, we can build your support systems, we can gap analysis, we can give you SOPs and onboarding training and all of those things to make sure that you have strong, consistent support for your franchisees. For the field coach teams and the franchise FBCs, we've got the only certification out there in franchising specifically for franchise business coaches to help them level up their skills and be able to get a lot more consistency in what they do, and also helping coach the coaches. And then we'll come in and we'll do the fractional work. We'll work directly with your franchisees, use our methodologies, our tools that are proven for maximizing the impact of what field support does and really increasing franchisee profitability, because that's what we need to do.
That's a win for her. Can you tell she's the Director of Education? She got a little content that she can share. I know it's a phenomenal ecosystem, and we met initially at the Franchise Business Review Conference, one of the only conferences really for the operations folks who don't get a lot of love sometimes in the franchise world. There's a lot of friend dev conferences and so forth. I really appreciate what FBR does and what they've developed here at AC. You've seen Angela, got the red hat on, right? She's always kind of notable out there. Bright red, they're always on brand, this crew, no doubt. But what we were talking about recently, so I got a chance to go to Keller Williams Realty Conference, saw Donald Miller speak with StoryBrand, and initially parallel to kind of what they do and what we do in our business, but also kind of from a branding. And so if you've never heard of Don Miller, Google it, StoryBrand, but it's just this concept of like making your customer be the hero, right? And how you're the guide, right? And just simplifying and clarifying your message. The more cognitive load that you create for a customer to go from here's my pain and here's how you're going to solve it, if that's not a direct straight line for them to understand it, right, they're going to dismiss, especially in today's world where attention is at an all-time like limiting resource. So we were just talking, and Steph actually went through StoryBrand 2.0 and actually used that to revamp their website and their brand, right? Because ultimately it's about how you re-architect that for their clients. So share a little bit about how you went through that journey.
Yeah. So like obviously what we have is needed. We know it. We felt it. But the message wasn't getting across, right? Because we kept talking about like the end result and this perfect world, and it seems so detached. And then after reading Don Miller's book and really digging into it, it kind of was like eye-opening. Right?
It was StoryBrand 2.0, because he came out with another one, right?
StoryBrand 2.0 is the one that I really dug into. And kind of what I realized was, it's kind of to your point, right? We have so much and we give so much, but we don't often take our own advice. And that's what we were seeing, right?
Sure.
When we come in and we coach franchisees and we coach business owners to coach, or coaches to coach franchisees, what we recognize is that we don't ever get them the WIIFM, what's in it for me, right? And make it to resonate to their pain point and what it's going to solve, right? And we coach this all the time to work with the franchisees, but we weren't doing it in our own marketing, right? We were creating this perfect picture and just telling people what they needed to do. And this just eye-opening thought kind of happened. Like, Don was right. We had all the bits and pieces, but we weren't putting it in an order that was going to really resonate with somebody, to really call out that pain point and empathize with them and make them the leader of the story, just like we have to do when we coach a franchisee. And it was like this revolutionary kind of moment for us, a year and a half or so back. And we started changing our newsletters, and we started changing how we were communicating, and then we watched the shift happen and was like, we got to double down. It's the right way. And like I was telling you, everything we do now, every bit of marketing, every bit of content, every single thing that goes out to the public runs through the StoryBrand platform, runs through those same exact pieces of architecture. And now we have consistency. And it's the same thing we preach all the time when it comes to coaching. So
now you have to practice what you preach.
Exactly.
Right?
Why does it take us so long, Brad? I don't know. But we're here regardless.
I think it's human nature a lot of times, right? It's much easier. I always do this challenge sometimes to myself and to other entrepreneurs and even our clients we work with, is like, if you were your own consultant, what would you come in and tell yourself? And like people immediately like have an answer for that. It's like, well, I would tell myself this is, well, why don't you do it, right? Because it's easier, right, to go solve someone else's issues than like your own doorstep. And it's like a lot of times people that come to these conferences, they get endorphin hits on going to the next conference, and keep stacking up things. When they haven't executed the things that are already in their closet from the last 14 conferences, they go to the next one. So it's human nature sometimes, right? I don't think we got to blame ourselves too much on it, but yeah, seeing Donald, talk about that, it's like making your customer, and as you were talking about, changing your newsletter to be where, the customers, right, your clients that you're supporting, they're the hero, and they're the ones you're showcasing, not, AC Inc., here's what we do and how great we are, right? It's about showcasing your clients. And it's like taking that hero who's got a problem, and then I remember Donald when he was speaking, like owning the hole they're falling into, owning the problem, so that you're ultimately going to be the guy that's going to drop that rope down and get them out, but you be the one, and you guys have done a great job of niching. You own the problem of field coach, right, challenges they're navigating, and you are the, position yourself as the solution to go to drop that rope down to solve the challenge.
Absolutely, and we've been there, we've done that too, so it was kind of, once we had this like understanding, then it was really easy to start sharing our own stories, the same pain points, right? And making that the highlight of how we were going about it and empathizing with it. And we've been in that hole too.
Yeah.
And we figured out how to climb out. Let us help you do that now too. Now that you recognize where it is, right? And you own that piece of the story, now you get to own your own rescue. You get to figure out who's going to help you and who's going to level you up.
And empathy and vulnerability, that ultimately wins across everything.
It really does.
Good cat videos that are very humorous, and empathy is like what wins on social, right? But having the empathy and then position yourself as that you are the authority, right? And with all the credibility and authority, I know with Angela's beginning journey and what kind of started all this and everything you guys have put together and the brands you work with, you got the authority to, to establish that. So props to Don Miller. Thank you so much for having an impact. It's definitely had an impact on us as well. At Outsource Access, that's our whole deal, right? Providing offshore staff in the Philippines. We have our franchise support system, working with franchisors, helping them with all the things they need to support franchisees and marketing operations and location launches. And then franchisees, our franchise assistant, virtual assistant program, and helping them at that level with all the things they need to be operationally efficient, right? Because the world's going global. So at the end of the day, every single business is going to have some combination of local W-2 employees, some kind of AI technology, and some kind of offshore team. So we try to position ourselves as kind of the most trusted advisory and staffing firm out of the Philippines, because I know a lot of people have some negative challenges around it. So how can people learn more about you guys and kind of dive in more? Is there any kind of freebies or guides or newsletters or things they can go check out?
If Angela knew how much away we gave, or free we gave away. Fieldcoachexperts.com is our website. You can go there, check out everything we have. Sign up for our newsletter. It's totally free. It's full of.
And it's going to be about you, not them. It's going to be about you, not
100%.
them.
It's all about you and giving you help. Our blogs, our newsletters, connect with us. Come to our free roundtables. Every single week, we run roundtables for the franchise community, specifically for the pain points they're feeling. No client obligation, nothing at all. We just really want to help what our franchise people are doing out here.
As I say, you got to fall in love with your customer's problem. And I can say from seeing this crew from multiple different events and how they operate, they truly kind of own and fall in love with that problem. And for us, you go to outsourceaccess.com, and there you can kind of opt in. And we have a 2-question exercise that we do to help figure out constraints, and over 700 tasks that we've done with 5 million hours of work the last 6.5 years. You can check it out. Follow on social media and stuff, and LinkedIn and Facebook and so forth, always putting out content. So, well, thank you, Steph. Thanks for great work you're doing with education. So we'll continue on in our leadership and scaling series here at the franchise world here at IFA 2026. Take care, everybody.